to people join it.
What is this?
11 people joined.
So we'll just wait
20
for
plus.
4-5 minutes so that everyone can join. Hi everyone. We're going to wait for 2-3 minutes so that everyone can join. I have kept a loaf in the oven and it's going to be ready in the next 3-4 minutes. Until then, we'll just wait for everyone to come. Hi. Just another 2 minutes, I think. Someone could just put a message in the WhatsApp group that the live video has started.
Wait, call one of them. Did you do my book? Actually, it's
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm going to start now. So I already made a loaf about half an hour back and I have put it in the oven about 20-25 minutes back and it should be ready any minute, in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to take it out and show you how to check if it's done or not, and then we'll begin our live demo of the bread. Yeah. So let me introduce myself. My name is Dimki Girya. I am a culinary consultant. I have done my certification in vegan vegetarian nutrition from the School of Natural Health and Sciences UK, and I take regular cooking classes. I also post regularly on my Facebook and Instagram pages as well. I do videos for Zaika Ka Tadka, which is a Facebook channel. I believe that you are what you eat, so I promote healthy and nutritious cuisine. Hence the reason why I've kept this bread 100% whole wheat. This bread is completely yeast free. There's no kneading required. There's no rising time required. There's no maida, absolutely no refined sugar, absolutely. So you actually can start the bread and finish it in 45 minutes flat. You have a beautiful rustic country loaf at the end of it. Let me give you an introduction of this rustic country loaf. So I think Krish, your time is done, right?
Yeah, it's yeah.
I'm just going to take out the bread and show you how it will look. So, this is the bread. The way to check it is the toothpick test. You put the toothpick inside in a couple of places. If there are no crumbs or a wet batter attached, that means it's done. The second way to check it is, you lift it up and check the color behind and also knock it at the back. If you think there's a hollow sound coming, that means it's done. So I'm just going to leave it to cool, and at the end of the class, I'm going to show you how to slice it. So now we begin our class. Like I explained to you, this is a rustic country loaf. It's also called an Irish bread. So these kind of loaves do not require any yeast. We use other agents to make it rise. And this also has a rough exterior, a crusty exterior, but the inside is very soft. So it's very suitable for bruschettas, for just having it warm with butter, pesto, any other dip, or even creating crostinis. These are our ingredients here. First of all, we obviously have whole wheat flour. Then we have milk, which we're going to make into a buttermilk, as in we're going to sour it, which is going to help us make the bread rise. Here I have vinegar. So first and foremost is 1 cup milk. In that I put 1 tablespoon of vinegar. You can either use apple cider vinegar or white vinegar, whatever you have at home. Pour it in this and mix it and leave it to curdle. When you see recipes online which call for buttermilk, you don't use a regular chas which we make at home or lassi. That is not what you use in baking. You have to use this conversion, 1 cup of milk with 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and then leave it aside for 4-5 minutes so that it curdles well. So I'm going to leave it aside here. To this ratio, 1 cup milk ratio, we'll be using 2 cups of whole wheat flour. Now a lot of people make the mistake of measuring the whole wheat flour while baking. When you're cooking, it really does not matter.
Someone's asked, should the milk be hot?
No, the milk has to be in room temperature. So whatever ingredients you use in the recipe are going to be room temperature, except one, which I'm going to show you in a while. The way to measure flour is to spoon the flour inside the cup like this, without shaking the cup or without agitating this bowl. You spoon it inside like this, and only when you feel it's almost filled, you shake it out a bit, very gently. We don't want to pack the flour inside. We only want to...
Someone's asked, can we use lactose-free milk?
You can use lactose-free milk, definitely. The idea is to create a buttermilk, so I think even a lactose-free milk with the vinegar should react. If you don't have vinegar at home, you could substitute it with lemon juice as well. So this is my 1 cup, which I put in this container, and then I'm going to take another cup of the wheat. Now I just shake it gently. I've got my cup. This is my 2 cups of whole wheat. Into this I add 1 teaspoon of salt and half teaspoon of baking soda.
Okay. Why
we mix the dry ingredients first is we want the soda to reach every bit and corner of the whole wheat.
Yeah. Someone's asked, if you don't have the vinegar and you're using lemon juice, how much lemon juice should you add?
Same, 1 tablespoon. Just mix it well with your fingers.
And how many grams of flour is contained in 1 cup?
1 cup is 125 grams. So you'll be using 250 grams.
And can we go a little slow?
Yeah, of course. I hope everyone's following till here. I have added 2 cups of whole wheat flour, 1 teaspoon of salt and half teaspoon of baking soda. And I have mixed my milk with 1 tablespoon of the acid, which is either a vinegar or a lemon juice.
Do we need to sift the flour?
See, ideally it's not required in this recipe because it's a rustic loaf. You don't want a smooth finish. This is going to have that kind of a grainy texture. But if you want to sift, go ahead. I'm just going to come back in 1 second to get my butter.
Yeah, we have few questions.
Yes, of course.
How much salt?
1 teaspoon salt, but you can go lower or higher as per your taste. Even half a teaspoon of salt is fine if you're going to be putting a very salty kind of a dip on top.
And was it 1 teaspoon or 1 tablespoon of vinegar?
1 tablespoon of vinegar plus 1 cup of milk. That's the ratio. After this is mixed, we use 2 tablespoons of cold butter.
And they're asking, will you give measurements later?
Yeah, I'll be posting the measurements later in the pages as well as the WhatsApp groups. So here I've taken 2 tablespoons of cold butter. I had to go and get my butter from the fridge. The reason why we use butter is so that since we're using whole wheat, the texture becomes flaky and it smoothens it out.
Yeah. How long should the milk mixture be kept?
5 minutes is enough. So while I'm doing this mixture, my milk is sitting on the side and curdling.
And will the video be on your page and will you share it on the groups?
I cannot share it on the group because the video is going to be very heavy, but I'm going to try and post it on my Facebook page.
And someone's asked for more plant-based / vegan recipes.
Yeah, so this is not plant-based and vegan, but I'm definitely going to experiment and make a bread which is going to be plant-based and vegan in the coming 1 month while we're still in lockdown, of course. So going back to my recipe, I've put 2 tablespoons of cold butter here. You don't have to use a spoon or anything. Come closer. You only have to break the butter like this with your fingers. It's going to be cold, so it's going to be hard. And gently just mix it with the flour. Again, why we do this is, since we are not using maida, we're using this cold butter to get us a better texture.
Can ghee and oil be a substitute for butter?
No, because we want cold butter. Ghee can't be solidified into a cool temperature. Properly at least. You could obviously use ghar ka malai and freeze it, definitely. But butter gives me the best result. It could be unsalted butter or salted butter. It's up to you. So basically, just rub the butter into the flour with your fingers like this. I have put 2 tablespoons of butter.
Yeah, someone wants more cake pudding videos like bakery stuff.
Yes, it'll all come in the near future. Just follow my page. I'll keep posting.
And salted or plain butter?
Doesn't matter. It could be salted or unsalted. I have used salted today. So I'm just rubbing out the butter granules into the flour. Just make sure all the butter is mixed properly into the flour like this. That's it. It's done. Can you see the milk? It's curdled well. Now I'm going to mix it part by part into my dough. And you have to knead it exactly like you would your roti ka atta. You don't need any fancy equipment for this. Another important thing with this bread is that you don't need to knead it too much. There's no fancy kneading style involved in this. But you have to make sure you don't over knead it.
So can we make sweet bread out of this?
Yes, instead of the salt, you can put sugar inside. And what else you can put? You can put raisins, you can put dried cranberries in the bread. You can put tutti frutti in the bread.
Is it half teaspoon baking soda or baking powder?
Baking soda. Make sure you don't over knead it. That's very, very important in this type of bread.
Is any kind of milk fine, like low fat, lactose?
Yes, of course.
Is there a lactose intolerant recipe also?
Lactose intolerant recipe would mean that it's a vegan recipe. I'm experimenting this loaf with a vegan recipe as well. Once I'm done with it, I'm going to post the details on my page and you can join that class as well. Maybe it might not be a no yeast recipe, since I have not been successful in creating one, but give me some time and I should be able to do something. See, it's coming together. So every ghar ka flour is different.
So so someone accidentally put baking powder while doing this. So how do they fix it?
If you've put baking powder, it is fine. Just put a pinch of baking soda along with it. It shouldn't react badly. I think you can still get a bread.
And
don't worry that the dough is not going to come into a beautiful smooth ball. This bread is supposed to be a bit rustic. So I'm not kneading it too much, if you notice. I'm only bringing it together. And now what I'm going to do is...
And how much butter?
Come here closer. 2 tablespoons of butter. I shift my dough here. You can do it on your regular kitchen counter, the granite counter or the marble counter or wooden counter, whatever you have. See, what I'm doing is just bringing it together and shaping it with my fingers. If you knead it too much, the bread will tend to become a bit hard. Make sure you don't knead it too much. Just pat and shape it into a oval or a
Can you
round.
use pressure cooker instead of oven?
I have not tried it, but I think it should work.
And is cooking soda same as baking soda?
Yes. So just see. This is the height I give. Maximum 1 inch, and I've shaped it into an oval. Once you do this, the next important thing that you must remember is that you do a cross on top of it, which should be about 1 centimeter to a half inch deep, like this. We do this because we want, since we've not put yeast in it, we want the air to pass through and circulate and cook the bread from inside. Since we are not giving it any rising time, we need to do these small things, no kneading and doing this cut. You must have noticed that I've only kneaded it for 2 minutes until it's all come together. Don't worry that the dough is not looking pretty. This is how a rustic loaf is supposed to look. Now I had left a bit of milk, the curdled milk, for brushing it on top. This is so that the oats stick to it.
How much lemon juice in case you're substituting?
Same, 1 tablespoon. So in case you don't have oats at home, you could also put sesame seeds or flax seeds on top, just to give it a hotel finish, a bakery finish rather. I have just brushed a bit of the milk on top, and now I'm going to be putting these oats. Just roughly. That's it. No, me. So you don't need to leave the bread for long outside, and make sure that your oven is preheated. Since one loaf of mine was already cooking, my oven is hot. But you would have to heat the oven to 175 to 180 degrees for 10 minutes until it's nice and hot. You have two options now. Either you could put it on a silicone sheet or a baking mat on your oven tray, or you could put it in a bigger aluminium tin, your cake pan, what I mean is, put it on an aluminium pan and then put it in the middle rack. This is my middle rack. I'm just going to be placing this bread in the center and pushing it closed and switching it on. So my oven took about 20 minutes to 22 minutes. You will have to just check how good your oven is. It's going to take either 20 minutes or 25 minutes for it to cook well. I've already showed you how to check it.
How much time in pressure cooker instead of oven?
Pressure cooker will be a bit more. If you want, I can tell you tomorrow. I'm going to experiment it and then write down the details tomorrow. If you can pressure cook it right now, you can also update it in the group so everyone gets this information. Now I think my bread should be cool enough. So I'm going to take it out, slice it and show you how it looks.
Can we use a mixture of jowar and amarnath flour for this?
I don't think we can use it because at least the wheat has a bit of gluten, which will help the sour agent, which is the buttermilk, and the baking soda to bind well. If you just directly substitute it with jawar and amaranth flour, then the ratios vary a bit.
Oven temperature?
175 to 180 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes in the middle rack.
And microwave, how to do it?
Microwave you cannot do this.
Okay.
So now I'm just going to slice this bread and show you how it looks. Try and wait for it to become cool and then you should slice the bread. Mine is relatively cool since I'm in an air-conditioned room. I'm just going to
Should we grease the tray?
See, if you're using a baking mat or a parchment paper or a silicone mat, then you don't need to grease it. But if you're going to put it in an aluminium tin, then you'll have to very lightly grease it.
And why did you not put the full amount of milk?
Pardon?
Why didn't you put the full milk?
I had taken a bit extra of milk already, 1 tablespoon extra, because I wanted to show that I'm going to be brushing it. And I had also taken the flour extra so I could show you how I'm measuring it. Again, every house ka atta, the flour is going to be different.
And
So, yeah.
Quaker oats?
Pardon?
Can we use Quaker oats
Quaker
for?
oats, yeah.
And should we preheat the oven?
Yeah, the oven is preheated for 10 minutes. My oven was already preheated before I started the class, so I was just good to go.
And they want the garlic bread recipe next.
So I'm gonna lay my bread in this and show you how it looks. Come closer. So as you can see, even without yeast, we've got this kind of a finish. It's not going to be more crumbly because it's a rustic loaf, but you can see the ends, it's got this finish. So even if you lightly toast it and then spread a pesto or a butter or a guacamole, anything you spread on it, it's going to taste very, very nice.
The oats toast.
No, they're just direct oats. Here. If you cut it before it is cold or at least room temperature, it might appear dense. So don't be scared that, array, my bread did not turn out well. Just wait for it to cool a bit more and then do it.
Can we add dry fruits?
Of course you can. So like I mentioned, you can add raisins, dried cranberries, dried blueberries. You can add some very, very little of walnuts and pistachios or almonds. But roast them a bit and then chop them finely and then add them. But I think these breads would just taste nice like this, so that you can just have it hot with some butter.
So there's a question, can we not put it in the bread tray to get the exact bread loaf shape? Does it need to be more liquid in that case?
No. So this bread is an Irish loaf. You cannot possibly, what was the question?
Okay. Can we not put it in the bread tray to get the exact bread loaf shape? Does it need to be more liquid in that case?
No. The bread consistency, when you're doing a regular yeast bread, the consistency is still like a dough only. So you can put it in a bread loaf. The only difference is it's not going to rise. So at least if you give a round shape to it, or even with your hand, if you give a log kind of a shape, then at least you can get those square slices, maybe that what you're looking for.
And what's the shelf life like? How long can you keep it?
3 days. I think your bread is only going to last that much.
And do we put it in the fridge later after the...
So you put it in an airtight container. Outside if you keep it, it lasts for 2 to 3 days aram se. If you keep it in the fridge, then it would last for 4 to 5 days.
Okay. Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming and seeing my video. Please do share this video because I think it's very important that we help each other in this lockdown with very easy recipes, readily available ingredients. I would really like that you share this, and I'm also going to be doing regular videos every week until our lockdown or at least the quarantine time is not finished. So keep following updates, and if you want to exit the WhatsApp group, that's fine, but at least keep following Instagram and WhatsApp, Instagram and Facebook updates. I'll be posting my subsequent classes also over there. Thank you everyone.
Yeah, can you quickly repeat the mixing of the ingredients?
Okay, so first we do the dry ingredients. It's 2 cups of whole wheat flour, 1 teaspoon of salt and half teaspoon of baking soda. I mixed it properly, and then I mixed 2 tablespoons of cold butter in it. Rub it with your finger so that the butter spreads all through the flour. Make sure the butter is cold. After that, mix 1 cup of the curdled milk mixture which you had started with, which is 1 cup of milk and 1 tablespoon of vinegar or lemon juice. Mix that well, bring the dough together, but don't keep over kneading it. That's a very, very important step. Otherwise your bread is going to be super hard, and then you can't come and blame me that, ma'am, my bread did not turn out well. Once you bring that bread together, you place it and then you mark a deep X in it, or even lines will do, anything will do, but make sure it's at least 1 centimeter deep. We do that so that the air can travel through in the oven, and that also helps make the bread spongy from inside. After doing that, you do a milk wash of the remaining milk which you have, and then sprinkle on top with the sesame seeds or with the oats, anything. You can even leave it plain, it's as per your taste. And then immediately you can put it in the oven or leave it outside for 5 or 10 minutes and then also put it in the oven, not a problem. The baking time is 20 to 25 minutes, 175 degrees.
Can we add garlic?
Yes, you can add garlic. You can add mixed herbs. So yesterday when I made my loaf, I added garlic powder and mixed herbs in it. Mixed up the dough and put it, so it automatically tasted like a garlic baguette which you get in the bakeries. Yeah? Thank you so much for attending my live video. Do comment, like, share, gommatized, help with promoting my page. Thank you so much.